Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. What a fight. Tonight's card was amazing, I have to admit. The UFC definitely brought it tonight. There's some really good fights. If you're into fights and you watch the UFC fights tonight, maybe you can drop your thoughts and comments below without giving any fight away. Some people haven't seen them yet, but some really good fights. But the last fight, the main event, you don't have to be a fighter, or you don't even have to like martial arts or combat sports in order to appreciate the journey that some of these guys go through. Not only the journey, but the dream, right? You don't have to be into fighting. You don't have to be into martial arts or combat sports or any of that stuff to really appreciate what some of these guys and gals go through, right? Their journey, how hard it is, what stuff they have to go through to get to this point. And then the dreams, right? Their dreams. Some of these guys and gals, not some of these guys, all these guys and gals, they're just chasing that belt, right? So that's all great. But let's talk about this main event and what I was reminded. First of all, what a fight, what a war. Kudos to these two. So the champion is Glover, and he's 42 years old. Okay, he's a champion at 42 years old, and one of the roughest, toughest, meanest, most gruesome sports of all time, really, I would say, right? And this is basically a fight. He's going against this kid, this youngin, Yuri, and I forgot his age, but don't quote me. He could be in his 20s or early 30s. But this kid is a true martial artist. This kid is good, really good, right? Really, really good. So Glover, being older, 42 years old, and a champ, everybody thought that, I personally thought he's not going to even make it through the second round. That was my prediction. I had him getting knocked out in the second round. Sorry, champ. But what a fight, a war, just a beat down on both sides, where you're seeing a 42-year-old fight, a young, hungry lion. And you see this guy become even a bigger lion, getting knocked down and getting back up. Just crazy. 5 rounds, championship fight. Belt is on the line. 42-year-old is the champ. Every round is 5 minutes. They go 4 rounds, and now it's in the 5th round. And all 4 rounds, Glover has won the round. So he's ahead. All he has to do is stick and move not to do anything crazy, and he would win the fight. And this is a bloody, cut open, just like a war, a true war, right? So minute 1 goes in round 5. Glover is in control. Second minute, third minute, he literally just knocks his opponent out unconscious. He makes this one mistake, and he jumps on him, and he decides to go for a submission. And here's the thing. This is 4.5 rounds, almost the end of the 5th round, and these guys are exhausted. They are bloody, they are sweaty, they can't breathe, they are just tired. Okay, just exhausted. Yuri, the challenger, being the younger, I mean, he almost got knocked out 3 times, three different occasions in the 5th round. He almost got knocked out cold. But Glover made a couple of mistakes and decided to take him down at that point, which was kind of crazy. But here's what I want to share with you. In the last 20 seconds, for everybody in the world thinking, my goodness, did this 42-year-old go to war with this youngin and come out on top again, beating all the odds? 20 seconds left of the fight. Yuri pulls a submission, a choke. He chokes Glover out. Last 20 seconds of the entire fight. Crazy. And why do I share that with you? What's the takeaway? Here's the takeaway. You can't take your eyes off the prize, right? Glover can't take his eyes off the prize. Even if it's the last seconds, until the very end, you can't afford to make mistakes like that, right? You can't afford to make mistakes. But the bigger takeaway is this. Don't give up. Don't give up. Because even if there's 20 seconds left, you can still pull a victory. Even if there's barely enough time left, you can still come on top. Even if there is barely enough breath in you, you got one more. Right? I love how an exhausted, beat down, almost knocked out 3 different occasions of a young guy comes back. Just literally, I mean, you should have seen him in the last round. Can't even stand up straight, right? Like he's had a bottle of whiskey, if you would. He's just beat down. And then he comes back to win the fight. You can still pull through. What that taught me is that life can beat you down. Life can just ridicule the heck out of you, humiliate you, spit on you, put you down, beat you down. If you still got 20 seconds, you can choke it out. You can do whatever you can do whatever it takes to do whatever you got to do to win. To not stay beat down. To not stay knocked down, to not stay disappointed, to not stay discouraged. I loved it, even though and I really want, if there was a case, I wanted them both to win, but I know that's not possible. But I really wanted both to win for different reasons. But if they could have won at the same time, it would have been amazing. But Glover, because he's just changing the rules. 42 years old. And the athletes today are not the athletes of 10 years ago. These young guys that are training today are not, it's not like before. These guys are just not human anymore, right? So for this guy to go at 42 years old, 5 rounds with a killer, I wanted him to win. And then on the other side, you got this young, ambitious, well-spoken, a true martial artist, a real good look at the future, right? And you got him on the other side, and you're like, oh, I want him to win too. But then you got, right? But I love what he did at the end. 20 seconds left. Almost out of breath, but he got that victory. And it reminded me that you and I can do the same thing. If you and I are stuck in a situation and life isn't treating us good right now, you can come out on top as a victor. You can win. You can choke it out if you just last long enough. Toughen it up and just last and last and last. At the end of the day is this: you can win. All you got to do is stay in the game. I mean, that's all it is. And like I said, you don't have to be a martial artist. You don't have to be a UFC person. You don't have to be a fight person to appreciate the journey, the dreams, what they go through, what they get. And then what they really, really, when they're in there, how much heart and just everything they put in there, right? But that's just like a symbol. I want you to see that as a symbol, like that whole fight UFC cage. That's just a symbol. If you scale that out, if you pull yourself out of that and look at it from the outside, look at that as life. I can do that as life. It doesn't have to be fighting in cage. You're fighting a life, a battle, a story. You have a story. You have a battle you're fighting right now. Everybody's got a battle that they're fighting. We just don't know it. So you're fighting a battle right now. You're fighting a fight right now. Whatever it may be. Your story, whatever it may be. You're fighting a fight. You're fighting a battle that you're bloody. You are beat down. You are knocked down. You are out of breath. You have been exhausted. But I'm asking you not to quit, because you may have 20 seconds to just win this whole thing. And I'm talking to myself too. I loved how it happened and the way it happened. I'm sorry for Glover, but it's a fight game, right? So I appreciate that. I appreciate both sides. But I do appreciate the fact that, man, you know, no matter what the fight is, no matter how bad it is, no matter how bloody you are, no matter how bad you got beat down, you can still pull this through. And I love that. And I hope you do too. I hope you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. If you feel like this is good stuff, share it, tag a couple people, do what you got to do, spread the love. But I want to know your feedback. I want to know your takeaway. Especially if you're not a fight person, I want to know your takeaway. The way I explained it, the way I put it in front of you. What's your takeaway? What's your feedback? Drop it in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. And remember, until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.